Hey, I'm back. This is Chandler for Melda Production, and today I'm going to show you how you can control your effects dynamically. That is by using the loudness of your voice or instrument. And this should be very interesting. I'm going to be using the chorus, but of course you can use other effects as well. I think this is just easy to hear, and I'm going to be using a guitar just because I'm a guitarist, but you could do the same thing with your voice, with a, piano, bass, etc. So let's get started. What we have here is we have our chorus sound. I'll make sure this is actually off now. So let's just hear our plain guitar sound. Just basic guitar sound. From there, we're going to turn on our chorus. So this is MChorusMB. Now it has lots of devices here you see on the left side, but we don't want to use that for this. We're going to get in there. We're just going to use the one band here. We don't need the multi-band, but we do need these modulators here. Now, what we have here is reducing the output. We really want to modulate this here, the wet dry. Before we do that, let's actually set this. So get a chorus sound you like first. Do 4. And maybe vary the rate. Okay, that's enough variation. That may be enough. Also, I probably want to get rid of this low end at the bottom. Using this, we can cut off the low end that's going through the chorus, which I think always sound, I shouldn't say always, many times sounds better, because we don't want, low end that's really wide in the stereo. Or maybe you do. I don't, though. So now that we have this and we have this set up, hopefully this is, easy enough to hear. So this is with it off, on. Now what we want to do is modulate this. So we're just going to go to mod 1 here. We're going to click clear and learn, move this all the way to 0 and then back to 100. Turn it off, or turn the recording off, I should say. And we can just click this to turn it on here. And you'll see it's moving back and forth like this. And now it's moving by itself, and it's actually being controlled by an LFO. We can control the, speed like this. But we really don't want an LFO controlling this. It doesn't really make much sense to do it that way, at least in my opinion, but maybe you have some use for it. What we want to use is the actual follower here. It is actually possible to use the envelope, but I think that's a little bit harder to use. So what this does is it's almost like a compressor. It's going to detect our level, and things in between here is going to be our, modulation range. So something that goes all the way to the top here at 0 dB, that's going to set the parameter to 100% wet, or 50% wet and 50% dry in this case. And this will be our level minimum. So this is where it will go to 0. So what we want to do first is before we set the attack and release, let's take down the RMS length. You can set this if you want, but I actually want this to work on the peak level. So I'm going to set that at 0. The other things I don't think we really need to mess with. Here, as I play, it's going to show it in the graph, and that'll help us set the maximum level like this. So you see that there? Let's move it down to around that area. Maybe even a little bit lower. And our level minimum, so the point where you think I want it to shut off here, or I think I want it to turn down, that's what we're going to do here. I think here is a good minimum. Okay. And it seems like the projection's on. I don't think we need to change that. I don't want this being modulated, so we can just turn that off here. And if we look out there, watch our wet dry. But if we play softly, if you feel that, it's jumping up too much on single notes, all you have to do is just move this level minimum up here. Move up a little bit more, I think. So you hear there, it's like, oh, it's barely doing anything. But if I hit something hard, etc. And another thing is, actually, let's move that down a little bit. Let's change the attack. We can have this come in like really slowly here. So let's move this all the way up to maybe 400. This is easy to hear. Actually, it's maybe going too slow. It's like 200. Setting it that low, the transient is actually going down before the actual sound comes in. So here we go. And it seems like this actually made our level go down, so we'll probably adjust that again. So there, if I play softly, it seems like, oh, okay, that's actually not doing anything. And that's what we want. So now we have it, we hit it hard. It's going all the way up, down. Hit it lightly, you're barely getting anything, which is what we want. We can also adjust the release like that too, if we want to hang out there a little bit longer at the top like this. As opposed to a quick release like this. See, it doesn't even want to go up that fast. So I think someplace in the middle, I think it defaults at 100. Let's try 250. I'd probably set them both at 250. Also, if you want to use a hold here, you can do that. Or you can use a delay if you want to use, let's say, a little bit faster attack, but you don't want it to come in right at the beginning. So you want it to come in after you hear the initial transient from our dry sound. Here, hopefully you can hear my clean guitar coming through and then that chorus raising up. So there you go. That's how you do it. But one thing you might be thinking is, hey, if we do that, like the sounds are not really similar in volume if I play something soft like this. It may not be chorused, but you can barely hear it, which is not what you want. So what we're going to do is we can take this and we can really compress this so that way they come out more even in volume, but you can hear the difference between the affected and unaffected signal. So I actually use any compressor, but I'm going to use MChorusMB. This is a part of the free bundle. I'll leave the channels linked. I guess that's good enough. I'm going to turn the RMS off. We don't have to do that. Let's see. What should we do? Maybe a little bit over 2-to-1. Attack. Have it kind of fast. Do a little bit slower release time there. And let's play something and look where we need to set the threshold. I'll set it on soft too. I'm going to increase the input. We're doing quite a bit of compression there. I can even do a little bit more. Let me set this to about 5. Bring this down here. So I'm doing a crazy amount of compression. Might turn the output up just to match it. Okay, now let's play something soft. Now I'm still hearing a little bit of chorus even when I'm playing soft. So what we're going to do here is just move this level minimum up a little bit more. I move the max up a little bit there. There's also other things you can do here if you find it's being too triggered too much with low notes, like what I can do here is I can use this band pass here. So move this here so it's not triggering it quite so much. So hopefully you have that adjusted now, where if I hit something hard, it's coming on, but if I hit something softly, but hopefully you can still hear that. So if I play something, I don't know, like this. And you can hear I'm controlling the dynamics of this effect and how much is coming on just by how hard I'm hitting something. And by using your playing dynamics, you can create, different effects. I'm using this with MChorusMB, but you can do this with other effects too, any of the other modulations, and I'm sure you could probably even do this with reverb or delay, although you might have to put something in front of the reverb or delay to do this, depending on if you want trails or not. So hopefully this gave you some good and interesting ideas of things you can do yourself. I hope you liked this. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave those down below, and be sure to check out all the other plugins at meldaproduction.com. Till next time, see you.